Alright gang, welcome back to our Triple Threat Challenge, and welcome to March. A little bit of a cloudy day today. We've got a lot of harvest to do today. We've got this field that's ready to harvest, and we also have our long grain rice field way down there, also ready to harvest today. So it's going to be a busy day today. And you may notice that the game might look a little bit better than it has, at least on my previous videos. I've been playing around a lot since the most recent update with the field of view and the quality, the performance, etc. I turned a lot of stuff onto max. It was not a max before. There were not as many options from what I could tell when the game first came out versus the most recent updates, and I don't know for sure if these options came out in the update that happened a couple of days ago or if it was the one before that, but either way I really didn't, I guess, pay attention to it that closely. But I'm on Xbox Series X. I think I've mentioned that a number of times, so it's not as powerful as PCs out there by any means, but it's not a slouch, right? It's got some power behind it. It should be able to run this game no problem. So I decided to bump the field of view up pretty much to max, which is giving us a lot better viewing ability of the game, and you're seeing a lot more, and it's not as blurred out so close by. And I don't know why they decided to go that approach at the beginning. I'm assuming it's because they released this game on multiple consoles of previous generations who maybe cannot keep up with this kind of stuff, but nonetheless, I did go ahead and bump everything up. It looks a lot better. Now, recently, the last few episodes, and actually tomorrow's episode, because I recorded that one, well, part of it was recorded before this one, there's been some flickering issues that I've been dealing with on the bottom of the screen. That, since I've made these changes, has seemed to go away. That only started after the most recent update, which is why it's making me believe that some of these options that are out there in the main menu to change your point of view, and whether you're, going for performance or visuals, right? Since all of that kind of is out there, it makes me think that there's been some changes to that, and that's where the flickering was occurring from. Whether that's the point of view was too close and that's why it was flickering, or what it may be, but changing that all around has helped tremendously. We can actually even see stuff from a distance here, which we would otherwise not be able to see previously. It was all kind of blurred out, or it would just appear in occasionally, right? So this is a huge change, and it seems to have fixed every issue we were having before. So first of all, I guess I want to apologize for those issues. Was not my own fault. It was driven by an update that they did, but I figured out a way to get around it. So in any case, it looks a lot better too, so I'm very happy about that. Very happy about that. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you are doing well. Tony, one of my members, asked about, what's the plan here for the temple, and it's a great question, because I really haven't. I brought up the temple at the beginning of the series as it's a bonus objective, but I haven't really done anything with the temple, and I haven't really brought the temple up a whole lot since that point. So really, the goal is we're going to start working on that here very soon. Ideally, we're not going to be able to do it for the entire temple, because from what I've been told by everybody... Hold on a second here, gang. I'm going to turn on Serious Assist real quick so I can actually talk to you guys. What I've been told is that the temple will take like 8 years. 8 years of in-game time, which is a long, long time. It's a long, long time. But really, for me personally, whenever I'm doing one of these construction-type projects, I don't have to always utilize our own stuff, but I like to utilize some of our own resources to do that. It's not going to be the case of the temple. We're going to be probably buying, I would say, 90% of the stuff that the temple requires. We're just going to buy it outright. But when we purchase one of our fields that we have to buy, right? We have to buy those two fields kind of in the south of the map there, the southwest of the map, I guess. When we buy those two fields, actually here, I'll just do this really quick. You can see what I'm talking about. Field 32 and field 26, southwest of the map there. When we buy both of those fields, I'm not sure about the most southern one, but 26 for a fact, I do know has trees on it. So ideally, what I would like to do is have a situation where we put in a small sawmill, right? And then we don't have to keep the sawmill, but put the sawmill in until we're able to complete getting rid of all of those trees off that land we own. That way, at least some of the stuff we're putting in the temple is from our own land, right? It's trees from our own land. At least that's my vision, right? So that's another reason why right now I was doing a little wishy-washiness in the last episode about if I wanted to utilize some of the money to pay off the loan or if I wanted to save for the field. I've decided to go for the field approach, and more specifically, we're going to go for the more expensive field, which was nearly $200,000, I think. So we're going to do that on purpose. It's got really foggy all of a sudden. Look at that. We're doing that on purpose to try to begin working on the side objective, which is building the temple. Hopefully that all makes sense. We're going to need some gas here for the harvester pretty soon. We'll probably finish the harvest of this field and then head down there to the gas station that we can now see, which is fantastic. It's foggy throughout the entire map here, like all through this valley. It's real foggy. Real foggy. I mean, it just looks so much better. The quality is just so much better. I think it was an absolute fantastic investment to spend the time there working through that. I spent probably, I don't know, 30 minutes probably on it, testing it out, going into a game, running some tests on it, going back out, making some more modifications. A lot of them are on max, and then a couple of them are not. It just really depends on what it was. So, if you're on console and you're having the same issues that I was having and want to know how I did all this, let me know. Maybe I'll make a quick how-to video on how I fixed all of that. Only if there's any interest in that, though. And it may not be the same for me as you. You could be on PlayStation, right? And maybe it's slightly different there. You could be on, you know, the older console generation. And obviously that probably is the reason why, like I said, they set it up the way they did. But I wish they would have just set it up, or I wish they would have built into the GUI or the UI or whatever, built in a thing that says, okay, you're on Xbox Series X or you're on PlayStation 5, whatever, Pro, whatever it is, right? If you're on that, we're going to give you the max settings. Or at least pop up a menu that says, do you want to run the game on max settings? Only recommended if you have X console. Or X console is, right? Whatever. Like, that's what I would have liked for them to do, since this seems to have fixed everything, every major issue that we've had. But, you know. What do I know? I don't know anything. What do I know? Almost full here. Canola. I doubt it's best right now, but we'll look at it. Canola. It's not terrible. 2871 actually. It's not terrible. It's not really great either. 3156 is the best. That's a long ways away from now, though. That's a long ways away. So we might end up selling it today. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Now, our grass field, I mentioned in the last episode we were waiting on mowing that because I wanted it to be at the best point. It is at the best point now, but it is grass, so that one can wait. So we'll probably put that one off to the end if we even harvest it today. We might wait and do that in the next episode. I don't know yet. We'll just have to see how things go. That is much faster. I'm going to have to turn that down. Holy smokes. I turned up the zoom in, the zoom out, obviously. And that is really fast. That or I'll just get used to it. I might just get used to it. I just got to make sure I don't do that very often when I'm doing a time-lapse with you, because time-lapses are normally sped up, and that would probably be nauseating for all of you. Alright, we are full. So let's jump into the Challenger here. We'll hook up the trailer, and we can at least start unloading this. Probably need to take a look at the goats today, see if they need any water. They should be fine on food, but see if they need any water. We also have the silage bales in there, which I think they're going to be a little bit better today, but we're probably going to hold off on those. All right, back underway here. Now, a couple of my, some of you who are not members won't know this, but a couple of my members, my most recent members-only video I released for January came out recently, and put my camera on, which I always have my camera on my other channel. Well, not always, but most of the time I have my camera on my other channel. But a lot of people were commenting on how long my beard currently is. There's a reason for my beard being so long. Mostly it's because, I guess it's this weekend. The best man at my wedding, my best friend and I, we're actually going to the Royal Rumble, which is a wrestling event. When we were younger, I'm talking little kids, like T-Ball. That's when I met him, T-Ball. That's how long I've known him, forever. We were little, all the way up to probably about, I don't know, like 10. Whenever wrestling stopped being cool when you were younger. I don't know when that is, but anyway, we always watched wrestling, and there's a Royal Rumble, which is probably our favorite one. It's probably the best one, honestly. It's coming to Indianapolis, and I live in the Cincinnati-Dayton area of Ohio, which is the southwestern corner of Ohio. It's not a far drive for us. It's like 2 hours. It's nothing to get to Indianapolis. So we're going this weekend. We're just driving up Saturday and then coming back Sunday. It's not like it's anything crazy. We've always wanted to go to Royal Rumble. And so we're going. It's going to be pretty fun. We don't know anything about wrestling anymore. We still occasionally will watch the Royal Rumble, and we'll watch probably WrestleMania. Like, just to get together, drink some beers, and joke and laugh about it. But we don't do it every year. It's just whenever we don't have anything going on, we figure out it's that weekend. We're like, let's go watch it. Fuck it, let's watch it. And mostly we just make beer bets with each other, right? We don't know anything about anybody who's winning, who's not winning, who's been doing good recently, who's making a push. We don't know any of that. We just kind of go in not really knowing and make bets on it. But the funny thing now, or I guess the nice thing now, is there's a lot of people in wrestling now that are the kids of people that we grew up watching, right? So that's kind of exciting to see, you know, the kids of the individuals that we grew up watching. Brings you back a little bit. Anyway, so we're going this weekend, I guess is a long story short. We're going this weekend. It's going to be pretty fun, I think. It was just kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. We decided we were going to do it, I don't know, 3 months ago? Something like that? It's hard to not, now that we're a little bit older, right? Well, I say a little bit. Now that we're old, and when we were younger, obviously, we'd have to have our parents or somebody take us. And when we were even old enough that we could go do it ourselves, you know, when we're in high school or whatever, like we're driving, you know, our own cars or whatever, we didn't have any money, first of all. They were always expensive. And second of all, we were too cool for it then at that point, right? So anyway, I think it's going to be fun. So to kind of round this back out, why I'm talking about Royal Rumble and why I'm talking about my beard being long. Well, there's a guy who wrestles right now who I look very similar to. And I've been growing out my beard and my hair on purpose for that reason. So I've always had a beard. It's just never been as long as it currently is now. And my hair is pretty long right now. It's not quite long enough, I think, to really match the dude that I'm trying to be. But we're both dressing up as somebody, and we're going to see if anybody stops us asking for a picture. We've got some beer bets on that as well. It's just fun stuff, man. It's just stupid. It's stupid fun. But, yeah, so that's the reason why my beard is so long. Once this weekend is over, the beard will be trimmed down, and it will still be there. It just will not be as long as it currently is. Right now, it's super long. Now, if you're interested to know who it is that I look like, if you look up the wrestler Sami Zayn, him with long hair and a long beard, I look very much like him. I mean, it's almost identical how much I look like him. When he has short hair and like no beard or just a scruffy like looking beard, I don't really think I look like him that much, but the long hair and the long beard, I look very similar to him. So I'm dressing up as him, and we're going to see what happens. We've got an over-under. It's an over-under of 3, which I think that's an easy win for me. I think 3 people are going to stop me thinking I'm him. Especially when we go to bars and, you know, we're walking around the arena. I think it's going to happen. But I'll keep you posted if you're interested. If you're not interested, then I won't really bring it up, but yeah, so I grew up watching, you know, the likes of Sting, who just recently announced he's fully retiring from his Sting persona, which is sad. I never met Sting. I never got to watch Sting wrestle or anything like that. That was my favorite wrestler growing up, really. Even the bleach blonde Sting, like even back then. Sting and Ric Flair, those are probably my favorites, honestly. Hollywood Hulk Hogan was up there for me too. The regular Hulk Hogan, I really didn't have any interest in him, but when he was the NWO Hollywood Hulk Hogan, man, that was like during the era with Sting and everything, man. It's just, that was a good time. That was a good time to be a wrestling fan, man. When that was like 96, 97, whatever that was. So I was like 10. I was like right when it was getting to the point where it was almost to the point where I was too cool for it anymore, right? But yeah. So Sting and Ric Flair. So this is a good one. A lot of people ask who's on your Mount Rushmore of wrestling, right? It's a hard one for me, and I'm probably going to be, if any of you, I don't know if any of you do, but if any of you are like hardcore wrestling fans or whatever, I'm probably going to do a disjustice here with who I'm going to say. This is just me personally growing up and who I would put on there. So for me, it's got to be, Ric Flair's got to be on there. Has to be. I think Hulk Hogan has to be on there as well, just because of what he did for the industry, right? He literally made wrestling what it is today. So I think you have to have Ric Flair on there. Then I think you have to start going a little bit more towards Stone Cold, Steve Austin. I don't think, even though The Rock is good and he's still around and he's doing a lot of good stuff right now, I don't think he's on there. I think you got to put somebody like The Undertaker on there, or yeah, I think that's who I would do. I think I would go Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, and Stone Cold. I think that's who I'd put on there. Ric Flair's promos in the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s, man, they're something else, man. They are something else. Anyway, enough about wrestling. Sorry, you're here to watch Farming Simulator, not wrestling, but I just wanted to cover that since it was asked in the members-only video. About how my beard was so long and everything else. So that's the reason, and it's going away very, very soon. I'm getting a little annoyed with it, honestly. Mostly it's the long hair than the beard. The beard's fine. The beard's fine. It doesn't really bother me that much. But the long hair, man, I haven't had the long hair like this since I was in college playing hockey. So it's probably the last hurrah for the long hair too. I'm getting older. I'm gonna start losing my hair soon, I'm sure. Anyway, we've got this field done, so we're going to finish unloading this, and then we're going to head on up to the other field and start harvesting the long grain rice. But before we do, we are going to set a worker off on plowing up, or well, cultivating up this field, I should say. Do we want to go ahead and just sell it now, or do we put it in the silo? I mean, it's dropping, so if we're going to sell it now, we should sell it. If we're going to sell it today, I should say, we should sell it now, right? Because it is dropping in price quickly. 2861. $300. 14. I mean, that's actually a lot of money that we'd be throwing away. We'll save it. We're going to save it. Change of plans. We're going to save it. Whether that's the right thing or the wrong thing to do, we're gonna save it. All right, what's in the used market? Anything? There's a nice tractor out there. Roller. It's a long roller. Holy moly. Not really anything else that we really want or need. Let's hook this up and we'll put a worker on it. What am I stuck on? An invisible wall. I was gonna say there should be plenty of room to get this out of here. There we go. Guess there's just a little bit more of a invisible hitbox there that you can't see. Well, let's go get this thing some gas. And we'll start harvesting that field down there. Alright, well, we're nearly done with this field, gang. Moving along nicely. There are a few little tiny spots I missed. I've touched those up a little bit, but I need to do a little bit more of that. Can't get over the way the game looks now that I've made those changes. Feel like I'm broken record repeating it multiple times, but it really does look a lot better. And just not having that flickering at the bottom of the screen is significantly better by itself. So we'll carry on here, moving along nicely. The worker is doing nice as well over there. They're nearly done, I think. I think they're starting to do the headland pass, I think. While we're here really quick, let's go ahead and jump out and let's put the flood this, because it needs to be flooded. We haven't done that yet, so let's flood that before I forget about it. Great, man. It's great. Okay, so let's look at long grain rice and see what the price is. I don't think long grain rice is good today either, so it's probably gonna be something we're saving as well. But we will check it. Long grain rice, yeah, not good. Grain mill's 1928, so I guess it's not terrible either. But I think we'll just hold off and save it. I mean, we've got $50,000. We're not really hurting for money right now. What I mean by that is, you know, the fees and everything we incur every month, from owning equipment to owning land to the loans, right? It's not going to kill us. We should be fine with $50,000 for quite a while. So based off of that, I'm just going to... We'll hold off. We'll hold on to it, so that way we can make as much money as humanly possible when the time comes to sell it. And hopefully, when that time comes to sell it, we'll have enough money by then to purchase another piece of property, specifically the one I'm looking for. I don't know for sure if we will or not, but we'll see, right? We'll do some contracts and stuff too as well between now and then, I'm sure. I always look at the certain spots where you stop to unload, right? And you're not, you know, spreading on the ground. It always, to me, looks like it's a bow tie. So when this is done, you'll see what I'm saying. That looks like a bow tie. I feel like that would be a good name for a farming simulator channel. Bow tie farming. Because that's what it is. That's what it looks like. Looks like a bow tie to me. Got a little close there, Z. Easy, buddy. So we need to make at least one more quick pass over there. There's that little tiny spot there. It's probably not even worth picking up, but I'm gonna pick it up anyway. I think there's one other one down here at the end, I think. Might be wrong, though. I think I might have actually hit that now that I said that. Either way, we're gonna head over and hit that little section right there that you can see, that little tiny bit. It's probably only a liter. Might not even be a liter. But we're gonna get it anyway. So, you might be asking, well, what else are you going to do today? See, you've got both fields now harvested up. Well, realistically, when that worker's done over there, we're going to bring him over here and he's going to start plowing up this field, or cultivating up this field, rather. And then when that's done, we'll probably start drilling that field over there, more than likely. We'll probably switch the tractors, because I think this John Deere can do the cultivation, so we'll put the cultivator on the John Deere over here doing that. We'll probably start doing some drilling, or we might mow the grass, either one. I haven't really fully decided which one we're going to do yet. If we don't mow the grass today, we'll do that in the next episode. If we don't drill today, we'll do that in the next episode. You know, either way, doesn't really make a difference. It's good we got a couple of things to do now. Couple other notes. I think this field here will be ready in the next episode. It looks like it will be. I'm not sure about this one because I still can't see, you know, any kind of feature on it, so I just got to keep monitoring it and go at it that way. Looks like we weren't able to unload everything, actually, which that's a good thing. I'm not complaining by that at all. But we're just gonna come over here and we'll just dump it out of the harvester directly. Felt like I was a lot closer than I was there. Alright. So we can fold this all up and put all of this away. We are done harvesting for the day. Am I far enough in there? I think I am. Yep, I am. Good. Yeah, the worker's on that last pass there, so that's good. So we can get the rest of this unloaded into the silo. And then we'll flip the worker over here to doing the cultivation on this field. And then we'll decide on if we're going to mow or if we're going to drill. I'm leaning towards mowing, I think. The silage, it doesn't really fluctuate, we know that, right? But I was keeping it because of the same reasons we already talked about, where we're not really hurting for money right now specifically, so we might as well wait and try to get the most we can. Let's see. It is actually this month, so we're going to go ahead and mow, and we can sell the silage we currently have. And then the next month, the silage will be ready in April, and it still should be a relatively decent price. So there you go. Our decision's made up right there. I'm on camera. Get it together. Right, the worker's not quite done yet. So, while the worker's doing that, I think we go ahead and start getting the bales out of here. Get them on the trailer so we can go sell them. Make ourselves a little bit of money. We zoom in a little bit here. We zoomed in a little far, but that's alright. Now, I'm not very good at this. I've admitted this to you all before. I'm just going to admit it to you again, just so you know I am not very good at this. I'm going to do the best I can here, but I am probably that's probably one of my weakest things is doing the bale moving and stacking. I'm getting better at it, but I've always been bad at it. Even, ooh, well, I didn't even grab another one there, did I? Even before, you know, a long time ago. I'm talking like Farming Simulator 17, etc. Like I was bad then. I'm bad now. I've just caught I've got all kinds of mayhem now. Oh boy, now we've got issues. All right, zoom in further there, Z. You can actually see what the hell you're doing here. There we go. Normally works better, Z, when you're able to grab both bales. Why do these bales look so massive? Maybe it's just the field of view that we're doing now, we're utilizing now. Because look, I mean, they look massive right here. They look huge. See how big they look right there? But then when I turn and look at it, it's not so much. I think it's just the field of view that I've got set on. That's going to be hard to get used to. Maybe I need to modify that a little bit more. I didn't really look at bales, to be honest with you, when I was working on this changing of the settings here. I think it's just the angle. If you're looking right at it, it looks fine. But if you're looking at it from the side perspective... Well, that went well. Alright, bear with me for a minute, gang. I'm just going to do this by hand. Just bear with me. We'll just gloss over this for a minute. Okay, let's put some straps on here so they don't move. Keep getting some more going. Yeah, that's different. I'm definitely thinking that might need to modify it ever so slightly. Maybe drop it down from where it's at just to try to make that look a little bit more realistic, because that... they're massive! I can almost strap these down too, just to make sure. The worker done? Ah, they're done. And of course they are right in... Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they be right in the field? So we just killed crop. Wonderful. Wonderful. Don't love that. Anyway, let's get them set up over here actually doing something. Looks like the this tractor's going to need a little bit of a service and some gas here soon as well. Okay. A little first-person view here. Not perfect, but it worked. Alright, so we got, what, 4 more to go here? I'll get the rest of these on here, gang. Maybe it's the size of the bales? Because this one doesn't look as big as that one does. 3,500 liters. Yeah, maybe I just made bigger bales, I guess. I guess I just made bigger bales. Well, alright, well, there you go. Maybe that's why. They still just don't look realistic to me for some reason. I don't know. Alright, I'll get the rest of these up here, gang. Alright, here we go, gang. Last stack here. Alright, that'll work. That will work. Go ahead and strap that down just in case. So I'm going to re-strap them once I get connected here. There we go. Those suckers are strapped down and not going anywhere. And I should look again where we're going here at the silage. The biogas plant, which is where? That is not somewhere we have been. It's only $1 difference. It's much further away. That's all right. We'll go to it. We haven't. I don't think we've been there. Actually, now that I see where it's at, we might have been there before. I don't remember. Either way, let's head down that way and let's get these things sold. We'll see what kind of money we get out of this. Should be decent. 64,000 liters of silage is a lot of silage. So let's see what we get. Alright, we're here. I don't think we have been here, gang. I'm going to do a quick save here, just in case I screw something up real quick. If we've been here, I don't remember it. I'm going to turn this on real quick. I'm going to see if I can figure out exactly where I should be dropping these at. I think it's above. I think it has to be above. That's normally where we put them at. Let's see if we can figure this out. It's always a trouble. It's always a difficulty here in the silage area. Seems like to get the bales to actually be sold. Oh! Didn't mean to do that. Let's see if this works here. It's working, but it's only in a certain spot, evidently. Okay, let's try something else here, because that's clearly the spot to sell it at, but it's just not one to hit everything. We made 10 grand off of what we sold already, so seeming to find an area that they can be sold at. This is a weird way to sell these things. Okay, I'm very confused here. So let's just huck them off here real quick. For whatever reason, it didn't want to take them from the trailer, so we'll just do it this way. Not the most ideal way. It's not really going to give you a full amount of how much we sold, but alright, we were at 50,000, we're up to 73, so 23 grand, almost 24 grand out of it. It's a win-win, in my eyes. It's good money. Off an area that we were doing nothing with for a good chunk of the beginning of this series. It's easy money, baby, easy money. Alright, I will head back. I will see you back at the farm, and we'll look to maybe start mowing the grass. We're getting a little long in the episode here, but that's okay. I'm just going to take a shortcut here. I went the long way, but I see this little shortcut here back to the road where I was at, so I'm going to take this shortcut. I'll see you back at the farm. Alright, we're back and we're underway here, getting the mowing done, gang. I'm not sure we are going to unfortunately be able to get everything I wanted to get done today. It did take us longer than I expected to get all that harvested up and selling everything and moving everything around, so easy, Scarlets. Easy, Scarlets. I am busy. Get out of my way. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but we're going to at least begin the mowing here and get the whole field mowed up, if at all possible. So there's some new mods that came out recently, which I'm going to try to look to implement at some point. I don't know if it'll be on this specific series or not. It might be. But we'll see on that as well. I also believe that I am going to restart the Time-Lapse Millionaire series. I've only got 2 episodes in. I don't think it's really a big problem for me just to go ahead and delete those and just kind of start over. Reason being I want to start over is I would just like to do that on a different map. Everybody's seeing a lot of these 3 out-the-box standard maps a lot, so I'd like to do that series on a different one, and since we're not that far along into it, I'm just considering that, and I'm probably going to do that more than likely. I'm not sure when that'll occur, or when the first episode of that will come out, but it'll be a similar setup to how I did before. I'll talk briefly for about 5 minutes about what we're doing, and maybe probably a little bit of a blurb about why I decided to scrap the other one and start over fresh. So we'll do that here soon, and those will just be bonus videos for all of you. It'll just happen occasionally. If you're not interested in the time-lapse stuff, then a full time-lapse series, then that's perfectly fine. Just you don't have to watch it, but I do think it would be good to have it on the channel. I do know some people like full time-lapse series, so I'm going to run it just as a bonus thank you for all of you for watching my videos. I appreciate it. So look for that to happen here soon. I don't know if it'll happen this weekend or not. If I have the time to do it, I will absolutely get one out and rolling. But if not, it'll start next week. Either way, it's going to be coming soon to a YouTube near you. That was stupid, Z. Come on, get going. Get to the next gear. Let's go. Workers should be nearly done, so we can switch tractors out here soon. The other tractor has a lot easier time mowing than this guy. a matter of fact, he might be done. No, he's not done. He is not even close to being done. He hasn't even done the headland passes yet. Okay, never mind. Evidently, I'm mowing my neighbor's yard a little bit. Whoops. Sorry, neighbor. Didn't realize that was going to allow me to do that. That's pretty funny. Was not expecting that. Alright. Let's head down here to the end. We'll get reset here, realigned. Get the rest of this mowed up. Do a bit of a jump cut here. Future Z. Edit part of this out. Don't have a whole lot else to talk about right now. I'm drawing a blank, which is not normal for me, but I'm drawing a blank. So I'll get working on getting the rest of this done, and I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, we are nearly done here, gang. This is the last little strip here left to do. Episode's getting up there, gang, so I think we're probably not going to be able to finish baling and wrapping and everything else that we need to do. Unfortunately. It took a lot longer than I really did expect. I really didn't expect this to take as long as it did today, but it is what it is, I guess. Did make a good amount of money, though. $73,786 is... It's good money. It's real good money. Well, way to go, Z. Way to finish that one off. Good job, buddy. Alright, gang. With that, we are going to leave the episode at that point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would have really appreciated it if you hit the like button for me. It helps me out more than you can possibly imagine. Check out other videos. Links down below in the description. Check out the other channel as well if you want to. Why not? Check it out too. And until next time, I'll see each and every single one of you in the next episode.